Do you feel like you've hit a plateau in your career, business, or another part of your life? What if refining your skills with precision training could reignite your progress and success? Hey there, Vernita here, and I am talking about the benefits of precision training, how top performers fine tune their skills, and how you can unlock your elite skills. And we are taking these lessons from the Olympics. It is my goal to give you 10 lessons over 10 days and 10 minutes. And so here is the next Olympic moment that I want to share with you that I thought was amazing, especially when we're talking about precision. There was a Swedish pole vaulter. I'm not sure of his name on how to pronounce it, but look him up. You will find him. He already set 8 records, and those 8 records became the standard. And so when he already won the Olympic medal, jumping over this incredible height, his father, he looked to the stand and his father said, well, let's go for the record. And his father is also his coach. And he had 3 attempts. So just because he was going for a world record, they still had to have the same things in place so that it would count. So he had 3 attempts. And it was over this remarkable height. What was it, 16 meters or something like that? I'm not exactly sure, but it was up there. So he went and he didn't do it right on the first two. Like he would get close, but then he would hit the bar. What I thought was phenomenal was that his father, who was out there, looked at the video and gave him like little minor tweaks. Now, from the outside or looking on TV, it looked like, oh, just run faster or jump higher, right? And then the commentators who were specialized in that area, they said, well, they gave some suggestions. Like, I don't know the sport, that well, but they gave some suggestions and they were like, well, they should do this or should do that and it should work. But it was something so small and so precise for him when he got to his third try that got him or he already had the goal, but set the new Olympic. And I believe it was also the world record. That was the power of precision training. And so when you're thinking like that, you might be thinking, well, I'm not an athlete, but you are a performer in your respective industry or your profession. We go out and perform all the time, even in your business. So what I want to talk to you about the key points, and then we're going to talk about some action steps. One thing to understand is the importance of having a specialized coach for skill refinement. Now, I believe I specialize in mindset, and I know it sounds woo woo, but really, getting you to think bigger, pushing through those barriers, persist until a shift happens. How to do that? How to strategically do that? And I personally had to do that, especially earning, my doctorate degree in mathematics education in 3 years. That took a lot of, persistence and mental things, but there are also some precision training as well. When I coach people on those skill sets of writing and speaking and showing up on video. Even though I may not be the top YouTubers or things like that, there are people who are still afraid to get on a camera. And there's some other skills that I can help with. But then when it comes to that one thing, let's say you come with me and I help you build, your ecosystem of your skill sets and your experiences. And then you're like, you know what? I want to go to just be a speaker, just focus on that. And while I do give you great advice and feedback, there are people who specialize in that. So if you want to get on these stadium size stages, then you may go to a speaker coach or, the person who's been on those stages or someone who coaches people to be on those stages just for that particular thing. Now, you may still have me for your mindset, but when it's talking about an actual skill, that's who you go to. If it's for copywriting or if it's for learning how to play the guitar. You may go to someone who can help you play instruments, but if you want to play a certain type of guitar, I don't even can't even give you an example, but you go to some people who specialize. There are times where you generalize and there are times when you specialize depending on where you want to go because you need that precision fine tuning, that tweak to get you to that next level or to set world records. The other part is targeted feedback. Now, I do specialize in feedback. Whole dissertation was on feedback. Most of my career as an educator and college professor has been based on feedback. That is something that I've done very well to get people to where they need to be or to exit stage left if need be. Because without feedback, you could just be going in circles. A lot of coaching programs that people are in, they're really going to consultants who can just tell you what to do. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's a time and place for that. But when you're starting to implement those things and you're like, am I doing it right? Sometimes the program is over, right? Or the coach doesn't even know how to tell you if you're doing something right or wrong. Someone can teach you mathematics based on something that they watched on YouTube and they can learn that, but understanding the errors or why you're not solving that problem fast enough, because sometimes there's a shortcut to taking that, then that's where you need the expert. So not only do you want to go to someone in a specialized area, you want to make sure that you can get that specialized feedback to help you improve and to accelerate. The purpose of working with a coach or a consultant or a mentor or a strategist or an advisor is to help you pick up speed. So go back to our Olympic example. Could that guy, the Swedish pole vaulter, could he have gone back home and they could have trained, to go over, to break the record in the next 4 years? Absolutely. But because he had that specialized coach, his father, who just happened to be his coach, and he said, oh no, let's look at this right now in real time. Let's make these tweaks ASAP. He was able to win the gold medal and create a new world record in record time. He accelerated that time. He cut off 4 years. So think about that. And then, so some things that you can do: partner with a coach, consultant, or a strategist to help you identify specific skills where you need improvement. That's what I love about what I am getting ready to implement, depending on where you hear, whenever you hear this, that I do show you different skill sets. It's almost like, you go into college, you take your general classes, and then you start specializing, right? I think a lot of people don't give themselves enough time to get a feel of everything that they could be good at or great at. And then when they get that, then it's like, okay, now I want to go be phenomenal in this particular area. Let me go specialize. That same thing with I did with my PhD. I took a bunch of classes. My background in STEM, science, technology, engineering, mathematics, but there was one area I had to focus on and got specialized in the mathematics area. Could I do all those other things? Absolutely. So, but I had to uh, get exposed. That's the word I'm looking for. Get exposed to those different things before I can get that precision training. I think that's what a lot of people fail to do. They don't expose themselves to enough before they specialize. And then when they specialize, they can specialize in something that probably is not the best fit for them. And then once you specialize, you're going to hear me say this often, you're going to have to create a detailed plan with expert guidance. It's not enough anymore just to show up and keep doing what you've seen somebody do. You have to get it personalized and specialized with guidance so you can keep on that plan and have a training regimen. I heard some athletes say that they had 6-year plans to even get them to the Olympics. And even though the Olympics Olympics is every 4 years, some of them go beyond that because they're training for 2 Olympic Games out. So do you have a 6-year plan? I know we hear about 3, 5, 10, 20-year life plans, and those are great. But I think people get overwhelmed because they don't look at the end goal. They don't have a solid enough end target, and that's why they can feel overwhelmed with those plans. So if you want to be a real estate mogul, and let's say you want to do that 20 years out, well, that's good to have, but you still need to have that detailed, precise plan, your first 90 days, your 6 months, your 3 years, and then work your way towards that. I think a lot of people get overwhelmed and say, oh my gosh, I need to be a real estate mogul. I don't even have my first house. You know what? It's not meant for me, right? But then you got to chunk that down. I believe a lot of the athletes, even though yes, an Olympic game, to qualify that is great, but I need to put that in my back pocket a little bit because there are some other things that there are some other games or different things I need to qualify before I get there. And they have a regimen to get there that they constantly track and review their progress as they are hitting those targets. So when you're talking about, unlocking your elite skills, you expose yourself to a wide range first, and then you start, tailoring it down and cutting it back and getting specialized, and then you work on that specialization until you become a master at that, a high performer at that one thing. That is something that I've been working on. What is that one thing you want to be known for? You can know how to do a lot of things, and I think it's great. But when you want to be an Olympian in your industry, it is time to specialize. And yet I've seen this, you can specialize in 2 areas, but the ones who are really at the top, they are in that one area. So, for the takeaway, remember, partner with a great coach or consultant or mentor, create a detailed plan with expert guidance, and have a training regimen, and always track and review your progress with a mentor because they can see things that you cannot see. So, as you're taking those in, I want to invite you to the virtual expo that is happening August 15th through the 18th, or you can still stay connected and catch the replays of this virtual expo from resume to reinvention to remarkable, how to shift from an employee mindset to an entrepreneurial way of thinking with ease. And if you miss that event, then there will be some other opportunities for you to connect with me. But I really want you to jump in and get the nuggets from that so you can start building your plan. And by starting a plan, make sure you have a plan towards an end result. And when you have that, then you can start refining certain areas with precision. And then that will keep you from being overwhelmed. All right. Let me know your thoughts below, and I will see you in the next lesson.
Are you making your dash dazzle? You know, that gap between your birthday and your sunset? If not, you're doing a huge disservice to your community, to yourself, and to your family. Hi, I'm Vernita White, and I want to welcome you to the virtual expo from resume to reinvention to remarkable. This isn't just an event, it is a movement to bankrupt the burial plots. Now, you may be thinking, well, that sounds a bit morbid, or what is that and how is that even possible? Well, keep listening. I've curated a special group of experts, and together we're going to show you the benefits and importance of being able to shift from an employee mindset to an entrepreneurial way of thinking with ease. Now, your dreams, your goals, and your aspirations are way too big to be contained in a box of your current situation or trapped in the mind. And my guests have figured out the secrets to what it means to truly get out of your own way while you're still living on this planet. They are ready to reveal these secrets to you so you can turn those possibilities into reality and make your dash dazzle. So what inspired me to take on this huge task? Well, before I was born, I learned that my grandfather had an opportunity to purchase some land and before it turned into a major tourist attraction. He also wanted to start his own barbecue venture. Then later on, my mother had a vision to become a major Christian author and speaker for women and young adults who wanted to understand the Bible in a practical way. But unfortunately, in 2012, both my grandfather and my mother passed away 3 weeks apart, and all those ideas and dreams went into the graveyard with them. Now, every time I visit the site, I see new plots, and I can't help but wonder what inventions, communities, or businesses will never get to experience because maybe that person thought they had more time, maybe they didn't have the courage to get started, or they lacked the persistence to keep going. Or perhaps they got too comfortable with the success they already had and didn't go for more. We'll never know their reasons, but right now you have a choice, and I don't want you to live with any regrets. So I'm launching this movement to help you step into more courage, persistence, and ways to think bigger. As a former mathematics teacher and college professor, I understand your need for a plan and wanting the step-by-step to get the right answer. So consider this virtual experience as a series of secret formulas only for the people who are ready to embrace their brilliance, explore new possibilities, and expand their minds for bigger goals, and finally achieve the results that will leave an impact on this planet. I felt myself heading this way. Even with all my degrees and accolades, I knew I was hiding behind comfortable success, and the tug to do more was getting harder and harder to ignore. So if that sounds like you, or you want that to be you, in the box next to or underneath this video, there's a place to insert your name, email, and phone number to get access now. When you click Get Access Now, I'll send you an email right away with all the details for this curated virtual expo. Now imagine this, the expo is over and you let out a sigh of relief because you finally heard that one thing that clears some of the messiness in your mind that has been blocking you from the money or the manifestation you needed to catapult you into being the solution to hundreds, thousands, or even millions of people. That's the feeling of being remarkable, and you deserve that to feel like that every single day. Be sure to enter your name, email, and number so I can give you something extra special before the virtual expo begins. It's time to make your dash dazzle, and I'll see you on the other side.